You are listening to The Michael Lodge Show. Wealth, business, and taxes. Oh yeah, and some politics. Let's get started.
And here we go. Listen, today is September 14th. 13th. I'm sorry. I'm ahead of myself. Tomorrow's the 14th. And tomorrow, let me tell you, is a very important day because that's when California takes back their state. I'm going to have to talk to you just a little bit about that because I feel so strongly about it. I was born in California. I was raised there. I started my businesses there. And I had to move out of California only because the situation got so bad there. Crime rates went up. Poverty went up. The cost of housing went up. Everything went up. Poverty went up. Homelessness went up. Everything went up that I said, this state is going downhill. The issue is that tomorrow on the 14th, or if you're listening to me on the 14th, today's a very important day in California because California has to make a decision, and it's got to be an ethical decision on who they put into office. Or, strike that, voting yes on recalling Newsom. It's a very important day because it really defines what direction that this nation is going. You have to look at, listen, when I hire individuals and they come into my office and we're looking at their resume and we're talking to them and we're talking about what they've done in their life, what their achievements are, and what they're going to bring into my company as an asset to the company. And so I look at all that, and especially I look at what have they accomplished in their life. So we have to look at Gavin Newsom. What has he accomplished in his life? Well, he was a mayor of San Francisco and he ran that into the ground. He became lieutenant governor. Thank God he couldn't do too much there. But then when he became governor, that's when everything hit the fan. I should probably say shit hit the fan, and which it really did in San Francisco because there's poop all over the streets of San Francisco. There's poop all over the streets of Los Angeles. Crime has grown. Poverty has grown. Homelessness has grown. Taxes have grown. Everything that is negative has grown, and that's the only accomplishments that Gavin Newsom has to show. He has probably destroyed more small business in California and has chased out many, many corporations like Oracle and a whole bunch of different big name companies moved to Texas. Why? Because they could no longer stand the political mess and the economic mess that Gavin Newsom had placed the state of California in. So the state of California has a real problem. Now, those starlets and actors and all those other politicians, Democratic politicians that are rolling into California trying to save Gavin Newsom's butt, I don't believe it's going to work. And the reason why is Californians in their heart know that what has been done is wrong. The economics of the state of California, with jobs moving out, with businesses moving out, the actions of Gavin Newsom has been wrong. The high cost of living and not being able to build more houses in California and to have some economic impact on housing, the governor has not supported that at all. Instead, what he wants to do is tell everybody move out. It's a bad situation. Sorry about the cough. For some reason, I've got a cough this one, and I don't know why. And it's not a hacking cough. It's one of those coughs that, when you breathe in, it's like a dry air. Just one moment. I know what would help. Coffee. Just a second. Coffee. But as you can see, when you're looking at an individual, and you're looking to hire them for a specific job, and he has no accomplishments, and if you continue to put him into that job, you're not going to have any accomplishments. You're just going to have a bunch of nonsense, a bunch of failure, pointing of fingers, not taking responsibility. See, there's no leadership from Gavin Newsom. Absolutely no leadership. It's all political thought driven, political agenda driven. And those are the most dangerous type of politicians out there, is if they are pushing an agenda that is not democratic in any way. Democracy is hurt. The act of voting is hurt. Now you're hearing issues where people are having trouble voting because of various issues with the mail-in ballots. So we have a problem here. We've got individuals right now going in to vote, and they say, "Oh no, you've already voted." When they haven't voted, why would they be walking into a precinct trying to vote when they say they've already voted? So we have an election fraud type situation going on. And this is always what happens when the Democrats get pushed to the back, and they know that they're going to lose. So what do? They start rigging the election. And we're seeing this time and time and time again. Now, the problem is that you see, we are not thinking of this as employers. We're not thinking of this in an ethical manner. If you are thinking about this purely on politics, like you hate the Republicans so much, you hate, you're not going to make a good judgment. See, the problem is that the rest of California and really the rest of America are watching Californians very closely on this election. You see, they've seen what has happened in California. They've seen the tent cities build up along the sidewalks, even within the neighborhoods of Californians. They've seen people dropping drug needles on the floor. They've seen poop piles in the streets. They have seen the crime rate go up. They've seen all of this happening, and they're saying, what is wrong with the state of mind of Californians? Why do they continue to vote for failure? Is it because they do not care any longer? That they are just trying to survive? That they're just trying to live the day-by-day existence in California? Or do they just not really care? The majority of the individuals who did care said, I can no longer make change in California, so they left. I left because of that. Because I saw a California that was willing to put in failure as their leadership in the state of California. So Californians have got to take back their state from these radical individuals who want to do so much damage and have the government in control of everything that you do and everything that you say. Even your medical and everything else. That is a situation that none of you should be living in. You see, California once was a great state. We have a great amount of opportunity there. But instead you have individuals who are trying to start their own little businesses, and then you've got a state that comes in and says, no, you can no longer do that. You can no longer be an independent contractor. You can no longer have your own little businesses because we want your W-2 income tax. We need that tax. So what do people do? They move to Texas. They move to Arizona. They move to Nevada. They move to Florida here where there are no taxes. There are no regulations on that. See, individuals in California need to stand up because their rights are being taken away. To own a business in California is very difficult because you've got so many rules and regulations that are thrown at you every single day. Listen, I am in Florida at the moment. But even though I have moved from California, I am still dealing with California issues, with the EDD, with the Franchise Tax Board. For clients there who are in trouble. They're having trouble every single day. So we have to stop and we have to look at California. If you're going to vote in California, remember you're hiring somebody. You're getting rid of somebody who was bad, who was unethical, who was not had any morals in their practice of what they do, has literally destroyed everything he has touched. from being mayor of San Francisco to lieutenant governor to now governor, where he has damaged and destroyed the lives of so many Californians. So this is a job performance issue. You have to literally put on your employer hat and say, okay, what exactly has this guy done? What are his accomplishments to make California great? And when you add them all up, it equals 0. Then you have to ask, what has he done to hurt California? What has he done to hurt my life? What has he done to hurt my mom and dad after having their business in business for so many years and now it is gone? So we have to look at this as a performance issue. What has he accomplished? And when the answer is nothing except disaster for the state of California, there's a reason why these companies and myself are moving out of California. And the reason is Gavin Newsom is driving us out because he doesn't want anybody there except people he can control. People he can get taxes out. You see, Mussolini had this whole rule book of how to take over a state, to take over the people, take over a government. And one of them is through education. The educational system in California is so bad at the moment that people are leaving the school and they can't even read and write. So he's got them under control because they have to depend upon the government to help them out. Then you have the issue of the economy. The economy is bad there and jobs are moving out. So what happens? A government has to step in. And so people become dependent upon the state. Remember, Mussolini had a very good rule book on how to take over. Healthcare is another issue. Healthcare, he said, if you control the healthcare, you can control the people. So see, what we're seeing now is a Mussolini-style government in control of California. You realize that there is a bill on the governor's desk at this very moment that says no more gas generators. So let's say you have an electrical grid that goes out. You can no longer start your gas generator and provide electricity to your house. If you're camping and you need an electronic generator, you can no longer use it in California. If you are on a construction site and you need a generator to work the saws and everything else that's electrical, you can no longer do it because California doesn't want you to be burning gas in California. So when your electricity goes out and you've got that generator sitting there that can help you out, you can no longer use it because of this bill that is on the desk of Gavin Newsom. And if he signs it, that goes away with all of the generators. No more generators. This is a thought process of controlling you, so they're taking things away. This is what a Mussolini style of government. If you guys don't know who Mussolini is, I want you to Google that name and see exactly who he was and how much killing and mayhem that he did to control his people. Same thing with Lenin. Lenin had the same philosophy. And his main philosophy of Lenin is that if we can train the children to grow up to be Marxists and socialists, communists, then we can control the nation. And this is what's going on in California at the moment. You have got a governor who is out of control. You've got a state legislature that is out of control because what they want to do is control you. So the more and more that they take away from you, that means that you have to live within those rules and regulations and laws and you can no longer grow as an individual or as a business or as a company. So you saw companies like Oracle and all these big name high-tech companies say we can no longer operate in California because it is so dictatorial. So as we look at this nonsense and this control issue that the governor has over you at the moment, remember that's the plan of these individuals. And if you vote for him one more time and put him into office, and if you vote no on this recall, then you have just put the state of California into a dive into lawlessness, into bad economics, into more COVID mandates, more into creating jobs to leave the state of California because they cannot deal with this man. They can no longer deal with this legislature that you have. You see, you have got to vote yes on this recall only to send a message to the remaining portion of those people in the legislature who are making all of these stupid laws, so that there's someone there that's vetoing all of these dumbness of the state legislature. You see how important this vote is? It's so important for you in California to vote yes on recalling Gavin Newsom. It's the most vital vote that you will ever have to do. And that isn't going to hurt Gavin Newsom. He still has his winery. He still has all of his restaurants and businesses and whatever else he has. He's financially set. He's going to take his war chest and spend it however he wants to spend it. But if you vote no on this, you are going to do more damage to the state of California through Gavin Newsom's leadership. But if you vote yes, then you get rid of that and you find a person that will act as governor for the people and not for a political party. I'm really amazed at when bad things happen within government in California. People just go to the polls and they vote yes. They keep saying, yes, I want this person back in. Even though they see the damage and the carnage that has happened all around them with other people, they continue to vote incorrectly. And they put people back in the office that do the same bad things over and over and over again. You can go and you can look at the history of Gavin Newsom and you can see that everything that he has touched has failed. The reason why San Francisco is in the mess that it's in because he was the mayor and he started that progressive movement within his city. And now what is it? It's just a shithole of a city. And then they brought in the same type of mindset mayors who wanted this socialistic type environment within the cities like Los Angeles and other cities within California. And what has happened? You now have tent cities of homelessness and of lawlessness and of drug use and of mental health issues on the streets of San Francisco. Of Los Angeles. When I was leaving Los Angeles to move here, I was in my U-Haul truck and I was heading out and I was going through Palm Springs at the moment. I was listening to KFI, and on that very same day, they were having to move everything out of City Hall in Los Angeles because the rats had caused so much flea infestation that there was fleas inside the carpeting of City Hall. And they had to move them out. Because the homelessness camps around the city hall had invited in these rats, and now there are more rats than people in the state of Los Angeles. On the day I was moving out, they were having this flea infestation because of bad leadership in the city of Los Angeles. From the top down, from Gavin Newsom all the way down to the city levels, the state is being managed into destruction. And that's what you see Every single day, destruction after destruction after destruction. Decay, lawlessness, everything keeps going on and on and on. So if you vote for Gavin Newsom in this election, let me tell you, your state is going to become a destructive mess. It's going to look like an atom bomb hit the city because there's no one there leading. There's going to be more crime in every single neighborhood because there's no one there leading on protecting the Californian. So I want to tell you, I want you to really think about how you're going to hire this next person. First of all, you got to fire the person that's there because they're doing such a lousy job. Now you've got to decide on who you're going to hire. And I'm not going to endorse anybody. I'm not going to do that because I'm so concerned at the moment with the individual who's leading California at the moment. In the destruction, in the mayhem, in the chaos that he has created as governor. The mess he has created as a politician from the moment he was mayor of San Francisco all the way in until he has become the governor of California and has destroyed a beautiful state. Do not listen to any of these individuals out there who are supporting Gavin Newsom. Do not listen to the media. Do not listen to the politicians. Do not listen to the actors and actresses who are out there. These individuals have a different mindset than you and me. We want to help you and me. They want to destroy you and me. So you have got to make an ethical decision. One, to get rid of an individual who has done unethical things to the state of California, to the family members within your family who have been touched by his acts. Then you have to make a decision on who you want to take that place. And I'm not going to tell you who that is, because I don't believe in telling you who to put in office. But I do believe in telling you when the shit hits the fan in California, who to get out of office. These individuals are dangerous. And I want you to remember that Nancy Pelosi is related to Gavin Newsom, okay? They are related. So that is why there is so much chaos and destruction, because their mindset is totally different than yours and mine about how we want a beautiful California, a California where there's diversity and there's the ability to accept everybody, where we are not putting people down because of what they believe. You see, it has become so divided in California politically that it has spilled down into the businesses, who has corrupted business, who has corrupted churches. You see, politics corrupts. So we got to get this corruption dealt with. And the top corrupt politician at the moment in California is Gavin Newsom. So I encourage every single one of you, if you haven't voted, vote. If you voted, I congratulate you. Watch the balloting places very carefully, because there's going to be some quirky stuff being done that is not legally right. Watch what's going on. Listen very carefully. Get involved in your communities. Strengthen your communities. In order to change a government, really, you have to start with your basic community. And that's where you live. What are the needs of your community? And don't count on government to do it. You have to do it. That's it for today. Vote yes on the recall. This is Mike Lodge. Listen, if you like my podcast, blogs, and vlogs, go to www.buymeacoffee.com/Michael Lodge. Again, that's www.buymeacoffee.com/Michael Lodge. If you have a question, send it to mediator@lodge, LODGE-CO.com. If you want to know what I do, go to www.lodge, LODGE-CO.com. I'm there. You can see everything that I do. Everybody go out and enjoy the day. Listen, here in Florida, it is cloudy. I do not see any sunshine. It's wet and muggy and hot. We're supposed to get thunderstorms and rain throughout the week, so I guess I gotta live with it. The beaches are great here, though. I mean, they are beautiful white sandy beaches that go on for miles and miles with very nice warm water. I remember in California I never went to the beach anymore because it was so freaking cold. Put one toe in there and it froze. I love California. And I hope that you guys do the right thing for California and vote yes. Vote yes on recalling Gavin Newsom. Listen, everybody, go out and have a great day. God bless you. Follow me on my blogs and vlogs and podcasts. I'm all over on my blogs. You can find me on iHeartRadio, Spotify, TuneIn, Google, everywhere. I'm everywhere. I think I'm on like 27 networks out there, so you can find me. This is Mike Lodge. I'll talk with you very soon. God bless. Bye-bye. This podcast has been produced by Michael Lodge, fully focused on content.